Hey y'all, there are so many people in the Beech Creek and Ben Hill area that have criminal records for drugs, assault, sexual assault, guns, you name it, it's there. I don't even have all of the facts 100%, but the more I dig, the bigger it gets, and I'm not sure that I will ever be able to give you all the facts. So I am going to try to present this to you the best that I can. Okay, for those of you who do not believe that there are gangs or organized crime in the Beech Creek area, pay attention to this. So the drug force and Hawkins County Sheriff's Department had put on a 4-year investigation starting back in 2004. And the reason they were doing that is they were having drug overdoses almost weekly. So after doing their research and investigation, they came to find out that James Light of Light Road is a kingpin drug lord, I guess you could say. He was arrested, and they recovered a total of 300 pounds of cocaine, 1,600 pounds of marijuana, 20,000 oxycodone pills, and $2.5 million in cash. Now I want y'all to see what that looks like. So this is 300 pounds of cocaine that was confiscated in a different county. This is a picture of 1,600 pounds of marijuana confiscated by police officers. And this is what 20,000 oxycodone pills look like. And this is what $2.5 million looks like. Now, a part-time resident of Beech Creek, a man by the name of Charles T. Lang, was purchasing oxycodones from James Light, and he opened a Liberty Wellness Pain Clinic in Norcross, Georgia, and he was using and distributing the oxycodones that he purchased from James Light. Now check this out. Charles pled guilty, and they closed his clinic, and he avoided charges for that. There was a total of 33 federal guilty pleas over this bust. I'm going to go through each individual person and see what I can find out about each one of them. Now, having said that, I'll go over the ones that I have now. So there was James Light, kingpin, drug lord. He was 65 at the time. He was charged with 500 grams of cocaine with the intent to distribute oxycodones. And then there was Michael Dykes, 51 years old. He was sentenced to 37 months, followed by supervised probation with the conspiracy to distribute oxycodone. Then we had Michael Dykes. He was 29, 37 months, intent to distribute oxycodone. And then we had Christy D. Dykes, 32 years old, intent to distribute oxycodone. She received 40 months. And then we had Jonathan Light, 24, intent to distribute oxycodone, and he received 84 months. On to tell you a few other things. Michael Dykes, in 2020, was sitting at home on Light Holler. He had 2 men break into his house with a 20-gauge shotgun and open fire on him. Michael returned fire with a .22 rifle. He hit both of the men, and they fled in a truck, and there was a female in the vehicle also, and the license plate was from Kentucky. The men were transported to Holston Valley Medical. One was hit in the upper torso. The other one had a chest wound, which he was in worse condition. So the men told the law enforcement that they broke in to collect a $3,800 drug debt. Michael was charged with possession of 4 narcotics, legend drugs, which I've got to look into, drug paraphernalia, and he was released on a $5,000 bond. He had other charges. In 2019, Michael Dykes was at home with his girlfriend. The girlfriend's father, T.J. Bernard, came by to pick up his daughter. According to him, Michael told the police officers that T.J. had pulled out a large knife and said, "I have something for you." Well, Michael returned to his house, and he retrieved a BB gun from the house and shot TJ in the head with his BB gun. At the time, he had an existing warrant for chasing his girlfriend with a machete. He was arrested and transported to jail. Bernard himself was arrested in 2013. He was found sitting in his truck, and he was charged with possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia, and was released on a $5,000 bond. You cannot make this up. It is just craziness. All right. So in 2003, Roy Jacks Dykes of Beech Creek, Stanley Dykes of Beech Creek, and Bobby Dykes of Beech Creek. Those 3 men traveled to Ben Hill Road to the home of Richard and Jeanette Davis. They had a visitor there, Michael. I kind of want to think it's Dykes, but they didn't give a last name. Roy and Michael ended up getting into some kind of an argument, and well, we know this goes well, and we know this has happened also on Ben Hill Road. So the homeowner, Richard, grabs a gun, shoots it in the air, and trying to break up the disagreement. It didn't work. Roy ended up shooting his gun back towards Richard and Jeanette Davis. At that point, Richard Davis, homeowner, runs into the house, grabs a 12-gauge shotgun, comes back out, and begins shooting. Next thing you know, there are several guns going off, numerous people shooting, pure chaos. It's an out-and-out shootout. People are shooting at each other, and it's like cowboy days. I think I contribute a lot of that to the fact that the police cannot get out there to handle things because it is so far away, and it leaves, or in their minds, and mind you, these people are on drugs and everything, that they're going to handle it themselves. And that, I think, is what happens. The sheriff's department's over 20 miles away. So Roy was shot in the chest. Stanley Dykes was shot in both legs. Bobby Dykes was shot. Richard Davis, the homeowner, has shrapnel in his legs. His wife got shot in the chest. So they're all bleeding. So Bobby, which is Roy's son, jumps in the car with his dad, travels back to their home on Beech Creek Road. He's rushed to the hospital, and Roy is pronounced dead on arrival. Now here's the thing. Nobody got charged in Roy's death. Bobby Dykes was charged in the shooting. The homeowners were charged with possession of a weapon, and Stanley was charged in the shooting. I want to tell y'all one more thing that has happened in that area. So there's Daniel Edwards. This happened back in 2008. He was 23 years old at the time. He had broken into a woman's house, attempted to rape her, and robbed her. He was convicted of that. He was caught and convicted. He served 2 years in prison and was released. Then he failed to register and received 21 months for that. When he got out, 2 years after he got out, he broke into another woman's home, and she's in her bedroom, and she hears a noise, so she goes to investigate, and she finds him standing in her kitchen. From there, he attempted to rob her and rape her. He was charged with aggravated burglary, which is a class 4 felon. In 2019, Danny Edwards, again, broke into a home, punched a woman in the face, and some people tried to come to her aid. Brandon Dykes is one of those. He came to her aid. He went in. Danny sliced his arm open and was arrested. And that was on Light Road. Light Road is very, very close to Ben Hill Road. This is what the area is going through even today. It is drugs, violence. There is no telling what and all that community is dealing with. This is just what's public. This is just what's brought to light. You can't tell me that there's not more sinister things going on in that area, in my opinion. We still don't know where Summer is, and I'm not saying that it's wrapped up in the whole drug scene that's going on over there, even though we've seen Dawn and Candace for over 7 months now dealing with drug addiction, and now they have a NDA. Nobody can take pictures or this is unbelievable. Listen to this. Okay, first let's go over what an NDA is. Okay, so it's basically a contract to keep secrets. It's a binding contract that establishes a confidential relationship. Okay. It's a legal document to protect ideas and information from being stolen or shared with competitors or third parties. Breaking the agreement can lead to lawsuits, financial penalties, and even criminal charges. I will share my opinion on that in a minute. So, the Sandman whipped up this NDA. So, any visit to the Wells property is considered private. There will be no pictures. There will be no audio. There will be no video recordings. And it even states that no artistic sketching. That is crazy. No artistic sketching. You can't draw a picture of Dawn and Candace while you're up there. Oh, my Lord. There will be no interviews, nor spoken about anything that pertains to the property or anything that goes on with the property. There will be no communications with others without someone being present. So Sandman has to be there or someone representing the Wells. You can't have a conversation just one-on-one with them up there. You can have no GPS tracking on. It has to be turned off your phone or computer. They cannot communicate with outside friends that they can later expose the location. And then it goes on, and then you have to actually read this aloud while it's being videotaped. It says, read this line to the camera, hold the form up so the camera can see it, and say as following. My name is blank. I have viewed and I have read and signed this contract. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it looks as though there's something to hide by having this. One. And two, just by the fact that, this kind of document is so that it can't be shared with competitors or third parties. To me, it seems like Sandman is protecting his personal rights to this story, if you will, of the Wells and the disappearance of Summer. This contract doesn't help Summer one little bit, not the least little bit. And, if Dawn and Candace have nothing to hide, then why in the world do they need something like this? They should be welcoming news crews up there and everything, asking them questions, filming. It wouldn't matter if it was my child missing. I would do whatever it took to find her, if I didn't know where she was. Oh, Lord. Oh, and another rumor that's going around is that Dawn Wells was seen giving Andy money the day that Summer went missing. I mean, how I don't know how much more bizarre this case could get, but it continues to amaze me daily. Oh my gosh. What do y'all think about all this? It's insane. It's like the OK Corral over there or something. Hatfields and McCoys. It's like there's no law. There's no... Oh my gosh. It's so much. And like I said, I'm just scratching the surface. I apologize for not getting this out sooner, but like I said, it just keeps growing. And I do want to thank the people that have subscribed to me. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll be getting back with y'all, and I hope you have a great day. And let's keep it about Summer, really. And I think that in order to find out about Summer, we have to kind of find out about the community, is why I'm doing this. All right, talk to y'all later.